Welcome to episode 10 of the Crescent City Connection podcast. Huge win for LSU over our top 10 team in Texas. What y'all think about the win?
That was a huge win for LSU, a huge win for our national title hopes, and it was probably one of the best passing performances in LSU history.
Yeah, I thought it was a dominant win to go into Texas after their quarterback was talking that noise. LSU, you're next.
There was a lot of trash talking on both sides, going back and forth.
I like that before a big game.
I don't know if y'all saw, but they had a clip where we were in the middle of the field with Texas, and one of the LSU players said, DBU, y'all give up 500 yards a game. Get the hell out of here. And they sure did give up over 500 yards that game.
We gave up a lot of yards, too. I mean,
True, but we won.
Ellinger had a pretty good game.
Well, I don't understand where Texas is coming from saying they're DBU. They have like one good secondary player in the NFL in Kenny Vaccaro, and LSU is loaded with NFL players for like the last 20 years.
I think it was like starters, I think it was just name starters, not just
Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Morris Claiborne. I mean, you could go on and on. Eric Adams, Jamal Adams. I mean, you can go all day with it.
Like, it's almost every year, so I don't want to hear Texas. I
don't know if they were serious about it. There's no way they could be serious about this.
I mean, they made shirts. When you make shirts, you're serious about it.
Yeah, and against their supposed DBU, Burrow went 31 for 39, 471 yards, which was the second most yards in school history, 4 TDs, and 1 interception.
8 incompletions. 8. That is amazing.
So you got to put him in the Heisman race.
What else does he have to do?
Right now he's 749 and 9 touchdowns after 2 games. Yeah, I'd say so.
Only 1 interception. 54 for 66. So right now they have him ranked 3rd in the Heisman race behind Jalen Hurts and Tua. I mean, so Jalen Hurts has 591 yards and 6 TDs. Tua 563 and 7 TDs. So he's got more yards, more TDs, better completion percentage, and he actually has gone against a good team, unlike Bama, who went against Duke week 1 and New Mexico State Aggies in week 2.
They beat them by over 50.
We're going against Texas Longhorns in Texas. This was the first time in the playoff era where an SEC team was part of a home-and-home non-conference game where both teams were in the top 10. That is very risky for you to be playing a top 10 game
the second week.
In week 2.
That's like your whole season almost right there.
If you lose this game, it's over. You're not going to the playoffs.
You got to hope other teams lose now, and you have to have a perfect record after that game.
Yeah, so props to LSU for going out on a limb and scheduling one of these games. Like, we're not scared. That's what I love about us. We always schedule tough opponents. We're not scared to go against the best of the best, unlike teams like Bama.
Yeah, so right now I got Burrow is the 3rd best quarterback in the nation. I mean, obviously Lawrence and Tua, and then Burrow. Can you disagree with that at all?
I mean, I definitely, I don't think I'd put him over Trevor Lawrence.
He's having the best season.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is a better prospect.
As far as like pure QB wise, he's number 2 right there.
He's legit.
He is right there.
He's gonna set every LSU passing record for this season. There's no doubt. I mean, he's going off. This new offense is definitely, he's thriving in it right now. I mean, 54 for 66. He's not missing any balls. He's not missing any passes, and he's shredding defenses right now.
Shout out to Joe Brady and Ensminger for dialing up that passing play on the last drive.
Yeah, and that play took guts. It was like an old LSU team is not gonna. They would run that, make Texas use their final timeout, and then put the defense on the field and let the defense win the game.
Exactly. They would have gave the old-fashioned toss to the right, jam it up the middle, and see what happens.
But this is a new LSU team. This is new. Like, our offense is winning games for us.
Oh, and if we needed any more motivation, I know y'all heard about it, but no AC in the locker room before the game.
Yeah.
The pettiness of that, and then putting our band in the nosebleed section. The pettiness of y'all.
Well, payback is coming because they have to come to Death Valley next year and probably be playing a top 3 LSU team.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
I don't think it's going to be pretty next year.
No.
Look,
You'd be lucky if their band is even on the outskirts of the
Hey,
stadium.
let's one up putting no AC in the locker rooms. Let's put the heater on and say we can't take it off. We can't turn it off. It's
The
malfunctioning.
thermostat's broken.
Put the heater on. I want it to be 150 degrees in their locker room.
Let's put their band in Alex Box Stadium on in a baseball field across the street, and they can watch it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, if you're really quiet, you could hear their band in the distance, which it won't be quiet.
Not in Death Valley. But,
yeah, so after that top 10 win, well, was it two? They moved up two spots from 6
in the
to
AP,
4.
they were 4, and then the coaches they were 5. So
Yeah, so right now the ranking, the top 5, they have Clemson at 1, Alabama 2, Georgia at 3, LSU at 4, Oklahoma at 5, and 3 out of the 4 teams in the top 4 are SEC teams. So SEC is still dominating. But do y'all think we should be ranked higher right now after a big win like that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't.
It's hard to jump teams like Clemson and Alabama, who's been to national championships the past 4 years.
It's supposed to go like this. It's supposed to be based on this year, but obviously they're taking last year into account, and they're taking past years into account. If we're going by this year, LSU's put together the best resume so far.
I don't think it is going by last year, because all right. So I said Georgia is ranked 3 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last year in the Sugar Bowl, Texas beat Georgia 28-21 in the Sugar Bowl. All right, we just beat them. We just beat Texas. Texas beat Georgia. Also, last year LSU beat Georgia 36-16.
Yeah, I'm not buying.
So how is Georgia ranked ahead of us?
I'm not buying Georgia yet.
We beat them last year. Texas beat them. We beat Texas.
I'm definitely.
There's
not
always
afraid
that
of
one
Georgia.
team that gets higher praise than they usually do.
Yeah,
And they
I
just
don't understand
fall.
that. Like I understand us not jumping Clemson and Bama because they were in the championship last year, but us not jumping Georgia for what? They haven't played any teams this year.
They got it made in the East. They get an automatic bid to the SEC championship
They don't have to
every
play
year.
Bama every
Exactly.
year. Yeah, they'll play them in SEC championship, but that side is definitely weaker than the West by far.
If they make
Definitely.
it through undefeated and they lose to Bama in the SEC championship, then they get to go to the playoff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's set up perfect for them.
Yeah, and our receivers went off too. This is the first time in LSU history that we've had 3 receivers all over 100 yards receiving in a game.
Yeah, Jefferson, Chase.
Justin Jefferson, 9 catches, 163 yards, and 3 TDs.
He's a dog.
Jamar Chase, 8 catches, 147 yards, and Terrace Marshall Jr., 6 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown. And Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, he's even been good. He only had 1 catch for 15 yards, but he's been good so far this year as a tight end for us. Like we was talking about Justin Jefferson, he's got to be the best of the Jefferson brothers in history at LSU.
Yeah, he's the
so
best
far.
Jefferson ever
He
played for
is.
LSU.
Yeah, Jordan Jefferson was a pretty good quarterback. I'd say pretty good. But not great.
He could have been something special, of course, if everybody
Yeah.
knows the story about him.
And then the other Jefferson was a safety, and he was like good, But Justin Jefferson's definitely got bragging rights right now as a brother.
The way he runs, it almost reminds me of Joe McKnight. It looks effortless, but he's going.
Yeah,
He is going.
he kind of looks like Emmanuel Sanders to me. How he's really good possession receiver at that size, but he can also beat you deep. Like
Mhm.
I definitely think he's gonna be playing on Sundays.
Oh, I believe so.
But another thing I've been seeing in LSU news, where was John Emery, the number 1 recruit last year, number 1 running back in the nation? He didn't see 1 snap at running back.
Yeah, I
in
was
this
looking
game.
forward to seeing. We didn't see much of Emery in the first game, and I thought maybe they were saving him for the Texas game or something. Because he's
The few plays you did see in that game though, he looked explosive.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did he even dress out?
he dressed. I'm pretty sure he dressed, but he didn't see the field. Yeah, he dressed.
It's got to be.
It's got to be
pass
academic.
protection
It's
or
got to be
something.
academics or something.
No.
It's
Yeah.
got to be something
It's
small
something.
that's keeping him
I'm
off the
surprised
field.
nobody asked Coach O after the game, because I didn't see anything about why he didn't play. It's a mystery. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire definitely held it down. 15 carries, 87 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
So,
he handled.
he looks good.
He handled it.
But the thing is, you got Leonard Fournette in there, and a guy named Tyrion Davis-Price got in there. I mean, is he better than John Emery? Tyrion Davis-Price? You'd think Emery could at least have seen the field, get his feet wet in a top 10 game, you know? But I'm not going to question our coaching staff right now because we're definitely clicking on all cylinders. So, do y'all think we could beat Bama? I mean, we're playing at Bama this year.
It's always hard to go into Bama, and especially Bama knowing they play in LSU, they play to a higher level. And
It's going to depend on the offensive line, obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, if they can give Burrow a little bit of time. The offensive line played pretty
It
solid.
held up very well.
They played pretty solid this game. If they can give Burrow a little bit of time to make some throws, we'll be right there with him.
I've never seen an LSU offense like we have now go against Bama. We always try to
pound and
run the ball.
Yeah, that's
and
been
try
our
to pound them inside, and that's Alabama's strength.
That's
their defense.
That's been our Achilles heel. Like every time we play Bama, we try to pound it with Fournette
scared
or
to throw.
Geis, and we didn't have that quarterback to really open the field and spread them out and get them off the line.
We might have even had the quarterback, but we played so conservative
Yeah.
and scared to lose.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't had the personnel over the years. You know, we always
Yeah,
have
look at our wide receivers. Odell Beckham, DJ Chark.
NFL caliber talent on
We
the field.
always have great receivers, but we don't use them against Bama for some weird reason. We play
we
not
are
to lose.
so predictable against Bama.
Yeah, but that's Les Miles. It's definitely turned a page.
It's definitely looking like Coach O was the right hire for sure, even over Herman. I mean, he got the right coordinators and he lets them do their job.
Yeah, and
that's a good thing about him. He trusts his
He
staff.
doesn't have a huge.
He don't try to intervene.
He doesn't have a
with
huge
anybody.
ego. He just
Yeah.
wants to win games.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, I guess the last time we had a passing offense like this was with Zach Mettenberger, and we had Odell and Jarvis. And if you remember, we was one play away from beating Bama that year.
Yeah.
We was one T.J. Yeldon screen for 40 yards, playing for some reason playing prevent defense with like 15 seconds left, and we just gave them all them yards, and Alabama marched down the field and beat us. But we came out in that game, and from the very first play, threw all over Alabama. And in my opinion, that's how you beat them. Alabama, the strength of their team is in the middle, their defensive line, and their linebackers. So you have to exploit their corners. And I think we have the ability to do that. I mean, this is the best chance we have of beating Bama in a long time. The defense is definitely going to have to step up. The defense has to make some stops.
Yeah, the defense was kind of porous.
Maybe
They
Coach
gave up a lot of yards.
Maybe Coach O is saving John Emery for Bama to make sure he didn't
But
get
you would
hurt in
think
this game.
he would want to get his feet wet in a big game, you know?
Yeah, I feel that, but
I don't think you don't save running backs like that. You
Yeah, when we recruited Leonard Fournette as the number one running back, he immediately came in and was the workhorse for us.
yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they'll redshirt John Emery. I mean, I don't know.
How do you feel about our defensive line?
not what it usually is.
No, our defensive line. I mean, it's definitely not the line we used to having from like, you know.
Do you think Texas's offensive line was that good, or our defensive line?
I think it's definitely the weakness of our defense because we have like DBU, we have the secondaries. I think our linebackers are one of the best linebacking groups in all of college football. Yeah, the defensive line is definitely our weakness. So, I mean, it didn't really get pressure on Ellinger, and they ran the ball pretty good against us too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had a hell of a left tackle. I think Sam Cosme is his name.
Oh yeah, we didn't get any pressure on that side the whole game.
I think he was. Him and Chasson had a battle going
Yeah.
against each other, and I don't know if Chasson might have got one sack or
I think he got one.
he got one. He
Yeah.
got around him once. But yeah, their left tackle was amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get more pressure. Definitely, the defensive line's definitely going to have to step up, and Dave Aranda's gonna have to dial up some blitzes.
Yeah, you can't rely on the linebackers and DBs to make the tackles.
Yeah, I think against Bama, it's gonna be more like a shootout. It's not gonna look like past years against Bama at all. It's gonna look a lot different.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, especially with Tua throwing the ball.
Yeah, we're gonna have to outscore him.
It's either gonna be
You can't stop him.
It's either gonna go blow for blow, or we're gonna get demolished if we stay in our ways.
I think it's going to look a lot like the game we just seen.
Yeah.
It's going to look like Texas and
It's going to be blow for blow, and we got to hope for some turnovers.
What team is going to win the turnover battle, win the special teams?
We've got some playmaking DBs back there.
Yeah. It's which team is going to make the mistake and capitalize on it. Because both teams can make a mistake. Each team could throw a pick. But if we don't capitalize on our pick and score or get some points or take an abundant amount of time off of there, it's worth nothing, really. Because college goes by very quickly. Plays go by very fast. They get back to the line. So taking 3 minutes off the clock over a pick and getting nothing out of it really isn't going to hurt Bama.
Yeah, I think this is a very even matchup this year. It's going to be very even between us and Bama, and it's going to come down to like we're saying, just small little plays, turnover battle, special teams, So we're going to have to tighten up on all the little things, because Saban, his teams are super disciplined. They don't make mistakes. They're not going to lose a game. You have to go in there and you got to beat them.
Well, the good thing is we got a few easy games. The next few games where we can get the D-line sorted out and everything, and hopefully go into conference play ready to go.
Yeah, so we just wanted to cover a little bit of LSU football, and we're going to make another podcast in a few days talking about the rest of the season and our next week's matchup. So that wraps up the Crescent City Connection podcast.